Welcome back. In 2005, my next guest took a volunteer vacation to Africa and worked at an orphanage for street kids who specialize in acrobatics. Through the Tuna Hockey Foundation, which he founded, he is devoted to helping the kids he met in Africa and others like them. Let's take a look at his story.
I'm a writer. I live in California, and I do some writing for TV and film. That's who I am. These are some emails that I wrote to my family. The highlight of my trip thus far was the Tuna Hockey Center for Street Children. These kids have nothing, nothing, and they are the happiest beings on the planet. The kids are runaways, orphans, or abandoned children. The 9 that I bonded with have no family at all. They're completely orphaned and have nowhere to go. Coleman has an amazing smile. When he was 6, his mother brought him to the bus stop, said, "Wait here for me." He waited a week. She never came back. The kids specialize in dance and acrobatics. They practice for hours each day. They are so disciplined, it's amazing. My fantasy is for them to fly here and be able to see a Cirque du Soleil show. I mean, I'm amazed when I see a Cirque du Soleil show, and so is everyone. Imagine these kids. They have no idea that's out there. I mean, they have no clue. And then to be able to study, they would immediately want to learn everything they saw. So to be able to spend a week studying with professional acrobats, that's what I really want for them.
That brings tears of joy to my eyes. Where are the tissues? There are no tissues around here.
We've got apples.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Scott Fifer, Karibu Sana.
Asante sana dada. Inufurahi kukutana na wewe tena.
Ndio. You are working in Moshi, which is so close to where I grew up in Tanzania.
That's amazing.
I know. It's so
there.
exciting. And we just were speaking a little Swahili there, thanking each other and welcoming each other. Yes. Wow. So you put your screenwriting aside to take a volunteer vacation, and what happened?
No, it wasn't even something I was planning on doing. You know, I've always thought volunteer work was important. I think everybody should do some, whether it's next door or across the world. And left there, I just remember feeling very shamed because I thought, well, you know, this happened all when I was around. It was during the Clinton administration. Why didn't I really know about that? And why wasn't I paying attention?
Yeah, a lot of people felt that way after that movie.
And so then I just started reading more about that. And then I started reading about other countries in Africa and learning about the AIDS crisis and the orphan crisis and all the different issues there. And I thought, you know, there's just no excuse for me not to go there. On schedule, there was no excuse for me not to go and give my time. So I just went on the internet and started searching and typed in volunteer vacation, and they sent me to this, I went with a group called Cross Cultural Solutions, and they sent me to this orphanage, the Tuna Hockey Center in Moshi, and it really turned my life around.
So when you first met those kids, wow, what did they think? I mean, what did they think of you, and was there an instant connection?
There was, you know, their hearts are so open there.
They
are
so different.
So
different.
So different.
Night and day.
Yeah. The Tanzanian people alone are so friendly and welcoming. I mean, like we were just talking in Swahili, half the language is all about greeting.
Yes.
How are you today? How's your mother? How's your sister? 10 minutes talking.
Yeah.
And then you can go, oh, by the way, I need to go to the hospital because my leg is bleeding.
Right,
but, you know, you don't get to that till long after you've talked about your cousins and your aunts.
So different than here.
Right. So the people are so great. And then the kids, they're just so, they just want to learn. And so they see somebody from another country and they immediately learn from you and know what's going on. And so the bond is pretty quick and pretty strong right away.
So what kind of work did you start doing with them? I mean, what made you want to start doing that kind of work with them? Is that something they were interested in?
They had already done acrobatics. The man who started the shelter was an artist himself, and he had been trained in arts. And so he started teaching the kids acrobatics. And it turns out to be a perfect tool for orphans and street kids because they have to learn to cooperate. They have to learn to trust each other and like a safe sense of touch. And they have to work together, and they end up forming a family, which is something none of them have ever had. So it's a perfect way to sort of introduce the family structure to them. And they just end up being tremendous kids and really respectful kids and really eager to learn new things. And so I just sort of, when I saw what a great program they had at the center, I thought, you know, this is something that needs to be supported and needs to be a model elsewhere, because everyone should be raising kids like this. Because I saw a lot of orphanages when I was there. I would visit other places, and there were none that had kids that were quite this special.
Yeah, and you kept your promise. I mean, you and I see this a lot, especially in Africa. People go there, tourists come there, they visit, they promise people things, and they never hear from them again.
Yeah.
But not
you.
Yeah, it happens
They've had a lot of volunteers in the past who have come and gone and made promises and said, oh, I'll come back, and they don't.
Yeah.
And on top of which, they've already been they understandably
like
have
being
a real
rejected
issue
again.
with, so it's a common theme there.
But you kept your promise, and you did follow through.
I did. I just couldn't forget about them when I came back to America. I couldn't stop. And suddenly writing for the next TV award show or coming up with some sitcom idea just didn't seem so important anymore. And so I kept my promise, and I raised the money to bring them. I brought 10 of them over to the United States last November. They got to study with Cirque du Soleil. It was amazing. I mean,
I want to see footage of that. That must be exciting.
It's fantastic. Well, there was a documentary filmmaker who followed us around, so hopefully that movie will come out one day and you can see it.
Yeah.
It was really incredible. We also got to take the kids around and perform at schools all through California and Nevada, and the response from other kids was just terrific. And still to this day is terrific. I'll get like $12 of change in the mail from some kid at a school who saw them perform last week. You know, out of their
I love hearing that.
Yeah, those are my favorite donations. Those are the best ones when it's from the other kids. And so the trip was really amazing. We were able to raise some money, raise some awareness, and just open up their eyes to the possibilities of what exists for them in the future.
Is this a new career for you? What are you doing now? Is this full time?
It is.
It is?
It is.
Wow, Scott.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I had no intention that would be the case.
A volunteer vacation.
I know.
This is your career.
It is.
Helping others, giving back.
Yeah. The Tuna Hockey Foundation.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
what is the Tuna
it's
Hockey?
A nonprofit here in America that's dedicated to orphan care, and we're starting with the pilot program with these children in Kilimanjaro. Right now, they're living 3 to a bed. They have no modern plumbing. They're always scraping by for food. So we're going to build them a new center. We've already purchased the land. I have architects that I've already from Finland and from Florida. I've formed an international team of architects. Wow. We're going to build a new.
It's really big.
It's going to be environmentally friendly, a green. It's going to have a theater.
Green too.
Going green, because that's the thing to do.
Yeah,
especially in Africa. Kilimanjaro is right there with the snowcat melting.
I grew up that way.
It's going to have a theater. It's going to have an organic garden, income-generating activities, so they can sustain themselves. Because I think that's the most important thing, to be able to, give them the tools to stand on their own.
Yeah,
and then I want to make this a model and do it elsewhere. Like take it throughout Africa, take it here to America, take it to China, wherever. It should be a program now.
No doubt that you will.
Asante
sana bwana.
Karibu, afibu, asante,
Thank you so much. I just said to you, thank you so much, and goodbye. We'll see you again.
Indeed.